Hey, it's me, Sylvia. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to WIP Wednesday. Today I wanted to show you something I've done the other day and I want to try and recreate it on camera. So I wanted initially for it to try out the crackling on paper without crackling medium. I thought I'd followed all the right steps, but obviously I didn't. But having said that, the effect I did get, I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. It looked really good. And the paper, which is watercolor paper, by the way, feels and it looks a bit, I'm not sure that you can see this really, to be honest, but it looks a bit and feels like leather. So I'm going to try again to try and get the crackle effect, and if not, hopefully get this effect. So let's see. I'm doing it slightly different this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use a pre-colored, well, the brown, the craft colored ready-made. So the instructions said cover it in glue, which is what I'm going to do. Ah, that rhymes. Let me just move that over here a bit. I'm sure you don't really need to see this, but since you're here, we can have a little chat, I suppose. I can't believe I'm doing this because I used to have all the things, really, literally had all the things. Crackle glaze, crackle this. I had all the machines. I had Sizzix. I had absolutely everything. And then in 2020 we decided to downsize and to move here. No room. And of course a year prior to that I hadn't done any paper crafting anyway, so I sold most of it and decided I don't do it anymore. 2 years down the line, I'm not laughing at all. I don't think it's that funny really. Anyway, so here we are. Let's use some acrylic, all-purpose acrylic paint. Cheapest chips from Tesco's, one of my local supermarkets. And let's try going on that. I want to put a bit of water on the brush. See, one of the effects, either I get crackle or I get blobs. But either way, it's going to be a pretty decent effect, I think. And it's going to be usable for background paper. The black that I've got, I used some of it to make a bookmark for Defemerember. Is it Defemerember? Yeah, well, something like that. And that turned out really nice, despite it not being what I had hoped it would be. I think what I'm doing wrong is that I keep going over it, and I don't think you're supposed to, but I don't know, it is what it is. So that is one done. We're leaving that to dry. Then I'll move that aside. So now I'm using, what's the paper? Watercolor paper, and this time I'm colouring the base blue. I've got not very wet, but it's a little bit of water on it just to help spread it out. And I'm going to dry this in a bit and then put the PVA on top and then a different colour, and then we'll see if that works, if that gives me gloopy again or if that gives me crackle. I'm just going to dry that. So that's the first coat dry, the bottom coat. Now I'm going to put the PVA on, Apparently not very thick, and try not to go over it, so it says, as she goes over it a few times. So I suppose it doesn't really matter if you do it in different, you know, get a different effect of it, I suppose. Be quite all right. Okay, so that's the coat. I'll give that a couple of seconds, and I can show you already what is happening on the cardboard one with just the one coat of glue and the blue colour on top, and I love it. Absolutely love it. So I am now going to apply. No, I'm going to dry this a little bit, not much, just a little bit, not so it's a couple of minutes. Leave it for a couple of minutes, 5 minutes maybe. What color to choose? I think I'm going to go different. I don't even know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try and use silver acrylic paint. See what happens. Give it a good shake. Oops, excuse me. Right, let's have a look. I'm not really too bothered about the colour in the brush, the blue. Right, let's see what that does. It'd be great. A glue piece would be nice again, I suppose. I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. That looks probably quite good. Very thick coat. Right. So we shall leave that to dry. I have got 2 more blanks here where I will do something with, I think. I'm not sure what exactly, but I think it's going to work. I'll push that off there. I finally have got the crackle paint. Oops. I finally managed the crackle paint effect, so that's something, I suppose. This is going to be gloopy again, I think. So I'm going to try a different effect on the other 2 pieces of paper. See what happens. So on this white watercolor, I'm going to try this super lurid color. It's so cheap. It doesn't even have a name. The color doesn't even have a code or anything. So that's what we're going to try as our base coat. It's probably red, I would say. Again, I'm going to not even clean my brushes properly. I'll just use it watered down from the blue and the silver. And this is the way I did the black and the white one. So we shall see what that's going to look like in the red. So I've got this. So I'm going to put the top coat in blue. Put that in there. Just give it a bit of a dry. And then I put a thick, and I mean thick, layer of glue onto the base. And I just went over it and I almost poured it on, I think. That's how I did it. So I really spread it. Oh, a bit of stuff on there. So it was almost like, yeah, that's it. It was really gloopy. Almost not like. Oh dear, excuse me, pardon me, I'm sorry. So, this is what it was. And then, oops, I don't want to take that away. Don't need that on there. Right, let me just arrange myself. Where's my thing gone? Okay. So, and then I'm going to put the top coat. Now the top coat was also quite thick and gloopy, so I'm not sure. Actually, I'm going to use blue and see what happens. And because of the glue being gloopy, I just spread it around and then I left it. So, bit of water. I mean, there's water on the brush anyway. So now I'm just doing this. And then I left it overnight to dry. I don't know, is it going to work? I have no idea. Soon enough find out, won't we? Hope you come back and watch the result. Catch you later. So here we are, all dried. The red and blue one did not come out like I had hoped. It is crackling in places, but it's not doing the glooping like the black and white one did, but it's still okay. You can still do things with it. So I'm quite happy. I'm okay with it. The silver one didn't crackle evenly or all the way across. It crackled a bit at the top and then a little bit down the bottom here and along there, but it's still usable. I don't know, belly band, or maybe I can put some sort of design on it. I'm going to try stamping on it, see what that does. And here we have the most successful one, the cardboard with the glue with the blue paint. I like this one, so I don't know, it's going to be, I think I'm going to use it, I don't know, some sort of background or something. So yeah, so semi-successful. I will try the glooping again, I don't know. Talking about trying, while I was waiting for them to dry, I was watching Barbara at 49 Dragonflies making some bubble art. And I thought, well, I have to try this, haven't I? Because it's just, it looked, first of all, it looked an amazing amount of fun. And secondly, the effect was lovely, was really nice. Now, she says you get, you know, if it works, you get addicted to it. I'm a bit worried that I will become addicted to it and I won't be able to stop. But we'll see, you know, see what happens. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit for my comfort. Let's see if I can, without, come back over here a bit more so you can see as well as me. Right, so I've made the coffee, and I'll be honest, I have tried this earlier on and it was not as successful as I had hoped. While it did dye the paper, it didn't dye the paper like I had hoped it would. So you can see it doesn't really look overly amazing. Certainly doesn't look the way Barbara's did. So we're going to try this again. So I've tried on a doily. I've got bubbles, but not what I want. So I'm going to try this again. So I've made the coffee. Let's put in a gloop of washing up liquid and blow the bubbles. better. Certainly getting the bubbles. It's more of a subtle effect really, this one. But it is quite okay, I think. And yes, Barbara was right. It is very addictive. I advise anybody to watch Barbara's video. I'll put a link in the info box. Maybe a bit better. It's a subtle effect, that's for sure, but it is a lovely effect when it works. And I think the two that I have done, I am actually quite happy with it. I might just do the doily again, because I want to use it for Junk Journal January with Meg Journals. She's doing that. She's being the host, because I have thoroughly enjoyed doing Defemerember. So I really like the idea of doing Junk Journal January. I will carry on with this, see if I can get a bit more done and soak up the, the coffee. Yes, you need to cover your work area because otherwise it's going to be right mess. And well, I hope to see you here next Wednesday for another VIP Wednesday, or how not to do backgrounds Wednesday. And thank you for watching, liking and subscribing. Have a Merry Christmas, and I hope I see you next week. Bye.